For months, King Xerxes celebrated his wealth throughout the land of Persia, putting on feasts and banquets, both he and his queen Vashti. While the king and his nobles were full of strong drink, they suggested that Queen Vashti be brought unto him to show off her beauty. But Queen Vashti refused. This made the king furious, and he burned with anger. After he consulted with his advisors, he was suggested that Queen Vashti be removed at once. So the king signed the decree to remove Vashti as queen, as well as a decree to prevent women from speaking against their husbands. When the king settled and realized what he had done, his advisors suggested that he should search for a new queen. So the decree was set in search for young women throughout all the province of Persia to be chosen as queen. Amongst those was a young Jewish woman named Esther, the cousin of Mordecai, who worked in the king's palace. During Esther's year of purification, she graced the sights of everyone she encountered. Esther also took heed to the counsel her cousin Mordecai would give her on their walks throughout the courtyard. He admonished her to keep her Jewish identity a secret, and Esther did just that. Esther found favor in the sight of the king, and he loved her more than all the other women, specifically calling Esther out by name. So King Xerxes loved Esther and set the royal crown upon her head, celebrating this moment with banquets, even declaring it a public holiday. After those things, King Xerxes promoted Haman, the Agagite, the highest official in the empire. But Haman garnered a hate for the Jewish people after he had a previous run-in with Mordecai. So Haman approached the king, deceiving him into a deadly decree against the Jewish people. When Mordecai heard the decree ordered against his people, worry immediately set in. Mordecai sent messages to Esther, informing her that she's placed in the palace for such a time as this. Because of the kingdom's strict laws, if anyone approached the court without permission is subject to death, and it was not Esther's time to appear. So Esther told all her people to fast 3 days because she needed to appear before the court no matter what. For she said, "If I perish, I perish." So Esther put on her royal garments and set forth to the king's court. Because the king favored Esther so much, he decided to give her the seal of approval to approach the court. From there, Esther was able to inform the king of Haman's evil plot against her and her people. When the king understood these things, he was outraged, making an end to Haman and giving the Jewish people a chance to defend their own against Haman and his army.